Hey there, hi there, ho there, everybody. Rob here. Well, I was thinking about my parents today because today is April 22nd and it was their anniversary. They were married in 1961. And it was 2 years ago today that I was up in Connecticut with my dad and my brother Jason. And we were with my dad in his waning hours. And in fact, today, 2 years ago, was the last full day that he was with us. And sure do miss him. And some people think or ask, how do you get through things like this? You know, we've all had losses in our lives. And one of the ways that I do is by doing things that my dad liked to do that I also enjoy doing. And one of them is woodworking. And my dad loved to work out in his backyard. Here's a picture of him. When I say work out, I mean work out in his backyard. Now, work out in his backyard. He wasn't much for working out in that sense. But his way of working out was, in some cases, paddling a canoe. So this is one of the canoe paddles that he actually made by hand. And it won't even fit in the frame. But, you know, very smooth texture on the handle there. And this goes all the way tapering down to the blade. He made this from one piece of wood. And it is just a beautiful paddle. And, you know, when I rub my hand over that and feel how smooth it is and what a nice job he did, I can't help but think of him and be grateful that I have this paddle. And it's a good memory of him. My dad, when he did projects, he always didn't know exactly how things were going to turn out. He just kind of went one step at a time and figured it out. And I found that that is a good way for me to do it as well. And one of the things that I also thought of this week when we lost a good theater friend of ours named Jennifer Lyman. I knew her for over 25 years at the Little Theater of Alexandria and other theaters here in the Northern Virginia area. She died suddenly, and she had such a gift to give to people of her life and volunteering and being of service to others. I remember she also had these great staycations that she would have her relatives come on with her and just seemed to love life. And she will certainly be missed. And she had a seemingly endless supply of energy. And I think that's because she did what Hal Holbrook did, and a quote of his that I love, "You go down the road your gut tells you to travel." And certainly I would say Jennifer was somebody who was tied in with that and doing what she loved, as was my dad. So back to my dad, you know, he left a lot with us. Things made of wood that have permanence, lessons that he taught us, kids. He had 6 kids. And I want to read this quote from Fahrenheit 451, part of it, by Ray Bradbury. "Everyone must leave something behind when he dies," my grandfather said. "A child, or a book, or a painting, or a house or a wall built, or a pair of shoes made, or a garden planted. Something your hand touched some way so your soul has somewhere to go when you die. When people look at that tree or flower that you planted, you're there." Always been a favorite quote of mine. The other thing I've done over the last couple of years, you know, to keep going is to keep going and put one foot in front of the other. When I was 4 years old in 1970, for the first time, the program Santa Claus is Coming to Town was broadcast. One of those great Rankin Bass stop motion animation Christmas specials that we all grew up on and still watch. And it was narrated by Fred Astaire as the mailman, and it starred Mickey Rooney as Santa Claus, Kris Kringle, and Keenan Wynn as the Winter Warlock. And there was a great scene where Kris Kringle gives advice to the Winter Warlock when he says, "It's difficult to really change." That's what the Winter Warlock said. And Kris Kringle says, "Well, I encourage you to take your first step. Put one foot in front of the other, and soon you'll be walking across the floor. Put one foot in front of the other, and soon you'll be walking out the door. You never will get where you're going if you never get up on your feet. Come on, there's a good tailwind blowing, a fast walking man to hard beat. You put one foot in front of the other, and soon you'll be walking across the floor. Put one foot in front of the other, and soon you'll be walking out the door. So I guess if there's a moral to this story, it would be to keep putting one foot in front of the other and keep building things in your backyard. Take care, everybody.